Hello and welcome to another video. Today we are talking about books and festive readathons. So if that sounds like your sort of thing, then please stick around. This video is part of my Vlogmas season here on YouTube. Every other day is a kind of daily vlog, sort of Vlogmas video with a more structured themed video in between, such as a reading list. If any of that sounds at all fun to you, then make sure you subscribe and put your notification bells on so you don't miss a thing. I've already got some videos up, so feel free to check those out and join my little nest. First of all, a little bit of annoyance. I was waiting on 2 books to be delivered today, and I've been holding off from filming because I'm uploading this the same day, because I knew they were arriving, and it says delivery attempted. It was not attempted. So I don't have 2 of the books, unfortunately. If you would like to hear about how I got on in November, that will be in the vlog after this video. So the vlog that goes out tomorrow, I talk about how I got on in November. It's not an extensive update, so that's why I just threw it in a vlog. So if you watched my November TBR, you will see some return books into this TBR. So the 2 readathons that I'm interested in participating in December are Polarthon, which is happening this weekend, of which unfortunately the 2 books that I was waiting for are for that readathon. Polarthon is ran by JD Ray Reads here on YouTube. I've been aware of her for quite some time now, a number of years. I'm pretty sure she was one of the first kind of booktubers that I watched on YouTube. Anyway, it's hosted by her. I'll obviously link her channel down below. And this second one is called Merry Bookmas and is co-hosted by 3 YouTubers, completely Melanie, who I saw the announcement video for Merry Bookmas on her channel, Kaylani Simply Me, and Reads Readers are the 3 hosts of that one. So I'm going to go through the prompts, because Polarthon is a prompt-free readathon. It is just to read polar fantasy or winter fantasy during the first weekend in December, which is this weekend. So I will tell you that the books that I chose for that are Christmasaurus by Tom Fletcher, which is my first choice. So that will be the book that I intend to complete in the weekend. And I also ordered Frostheart by Jamie Littler, which I know is a huge favourite here on YouTube, and I know that it's a particular favourite of How to Train Your Gavin. And the second one I believe has just come out recently, so I really wanted to read the first one. But my priority for the weekend is Christmasaurus, and if I complete that, I will go on to Frostheart. Those 2 books are also going to appear as books to fulfill prompts for Merry Bookmas as well. And if you're wondering why I'm signing up for 2 readathons again, especially when you see how I got on in November, it's because I know that the 18th is my last official day of work. I'll still be checking in on things because I work for myself, but I know there's going to be 2 weeks there where I don't have any work, so I'll have plenty of time to read. And I've chosen things that are really fun and festive and just things that I'll be interested in reading. So let's get on to the Merry Bookmas prompts. Okay, I've made a very attractive looking notes. This will be going in my bullet journal in a more attractive form, but but this has just been created with a scrap piece of paper and a Crayola super tip. So one of my favourite bullet journal supplies, if you didn't know. So the first prompt for Merry Bookmas is Partridge in a Pear Tree, and that is to read a book with a bird, a piece of fruit, or a tree on the cover, which I really struggled with. And then I realised that I had this, and it's got a tree and it's actually got birds on it as well. So double whammy for this one. This is We Are All Completely Beside Ourselves, and I am ashamed to admit that my sister-in-law, I don't know if she watches my videos, but my sister-in-law bought me this a few years ago, and I did start it and I never finished it. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, but I just wasn't in a reading place at the time. And I've been thinking about it recently and I couldn't find it for ages, and then I found it. So it's been on like a pile in my office to go to when the mood takes me. I don't know much about it. I did know more about it at the time. So I'm just going to read you the blurb. What if you grew up to realise that your father had used your childhood as an experiment? Rosemary doesn't talk very much, and about certain things she's silent. She had a sister, Fern, her whirlwind other half, who vanished from her life in circumstances she wishes she could forget. And it's been 10 years since she last saw her beloved older brother, Lowell. Now at college, Rosemary starts to see that she can't go forward without going back to the time when, aged 5, she was sent away from home to her grandparents and returned to find Fern gone, which sounds very mysterious, and I'm looking forward to finally reading this one. The second prompt is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and that is to read a book with a red cover, which I also really struggled with, but I found this in my collection. And I hear you shouting, but that's pink, not red. Well, if we take the dust cover off, it's red. This is a copy of Fairy Tales by Hans Christian Andersen, and this has the Snow Queen in. So I'm not going to read every single fairy tale in this because it's December. I'm going to read the Snow Queen. We just take a moment to appreciate like the illustration and the font in this book. Every story's got a page like that. I love it so much. So that is fulfilling the prompt for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The next prompt is Silent Night, which is don't judge a disability by its visibility, which is disability representation, which is going to be Christmasaurus, which isn't here because it was supposed to arrive today. I believe it is about a little boy in a wheelchair, and there's a Christmasaurus, which I'm assuming is some kind of festive dinosaur. Again, it's another one that's had a sequel this year, I think. And I've wanted to read one of Tom Fletcher's books for ages because I've heard so many good things. I'm going to start there if it arrives. Next prompt is I have a little dreidel, and that is read a book that involves a game, which again I struggled with. And then I realised that I hadn't got to this in November, and I believe they have a game of croquet in this. If not, I'm hoping somewhere a game will pop up. But for now I'm going with this one. Okay, the next prompt is I'll be home for Christmas, and that is to read a book in your favourite cosy spot at home, which is obviously not a book. And I haven't decided on a favourite yet because I'm still decorating, so we'll see. The next prompt is Baby It's Cold Outside, and that is to read a cosy book, and I went for one of two by the same author, and that is Christmas in the Snow by Karen Swan, who I believe her most famous one is Christmas at Claridge's, which I don't have, but I don't believe that they are linked. Basically, this is a romance, and it says it is set in the Swiss Alps. A long-lost mountain hut is discovered in the snow after 60 years. There's some kind of mystery, there's romance, and it says, with glamorous locations and heartbreaking twists, Christmas in the snow is all you need in your stocking for a truly decadent Christmas holiday. The perfect gift, even if it's just to yourself. So that sounds really cozy. I feel like it's got everything. And I believe I got this in Poundland like a couple of years ago. So I'm thinking it's going to be one of the best pounds I've ever spent. All I Want for Bookmas Is You, a romance or a book with a friend group. And we go on to the second book by the same author, and that is Christmas at Tiffany's by Karen Swan. And can we just take a moment to appreciate the covers? This says on the front, 3 cities, 3 seasons, 1 chance to find the life that fits. Cassie settled down too young, marrying her first serious boyfriend. Now 10 years later, she is betrayed and broken. With her marriage in tatters and no career or home of her own, she needs to work out where she belongs in the world and who she really is. So begins a year-long trial as Cassie leaves her sheltered life in rural Scotland to stay with each of her best friends in the most glamorous cities in the world, New York, Paris and London. So basically that fulfills that prompt completely, because it's a romance, because it says she attempts to track down the life she was supposed to have been leading, and with it the man who was supposed to love her all along. So it fulfills romance, and it also fulfills a friend group, because she goes and stays with each of her best friends. So that is All I Want for Bookmas Is You. And then the next prompt is Happy Kwanzaa, which is POC rep, which I'm going to be bringing this back in from my November TBR, because unfortunately I didn't get to it. I was really excited to get to this, and I just didn't get to it. And actually, I'm kind of happy about that, because the magic in changing your stars, it's time travel, and it's about a boy that loves to dance. And I don't know, I just feel like reading this at Christmas time is going to be really nice. So I'm still really excited to read this, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't get to it in November, because it means I get to read it in December. The next prompt is my favourite things, and that is to read a book with your favourite trope, which I struggle with those prompts at the moment because I haven't been reading extensively for a long period of time. I've had like big gaps in between my reading, so favourite tropes are really difficult for me. But I did choose one because I wanted to put this in my TBR somewhere. And that is going to be, it says Christmas books, but again, I'm only going to be reading one thing from this, and that is A Christmas Carol. The trope I've kind of gone for, which is a bit of a favourite of mine, is the thing that you see in a lot of made-for-TV Christmas movies, like Hallmark movies, where it's the trope of someone being changed forever by the magic of Christmas. So I'm going to be reading A Christmas Carol. The next prompt is Last Bookmas, and that is a book that was published in 2019. And for that I chose Frostheart, but again, it isn't here. But anyway, Frostheart by Jamie Littler, which I really don't know anything about that one. I was hoping for it to be here so I could read the blurb, but it's been talked about a lot on YouTube. But that is going to be fulfilling my prompt for Last Bookmas, if it ever gets here. The next prompt is Underneath the Tree, and that is a gifted book, including by you. So for this one, again, it's another one from November, and that is Inkheart. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it. It was another one I was looking forward to, didn't get to it. I thought I would add it in with the many middle grades that I've put in this TBR because it's Christmas and middle grades are often fun and magical. Basically, I'm extending Believeathon into December. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I talked about this in my November TBR, but basically it's about a main character who loves stories, but her father hasn't read to her aloud since she was young. Her father then reveals an extraordinary secret as to the reason why he stopped, and that's because as he reads, the words come alive and dangerous characters step out of the pages. So I'm really, really excited to get into that, and this is another one which is the start of a series. So actually I'd not thought about this, but I've got a few series starting in this TBR. The next prompt is I want to wish you a Merry Bookmas, and that is read the group book, which is The Deceivers by Kristen Simmons. I've never heard of the author and I have no idea what the book is, so I have located it on Audible, so I will probably get that as an audiobook. Then there was a bonus challenge, and the bonus challenge was to gift someone your favourite book or a book they want. I hadn't really thought about this too much because I honestly don't know what my favourite book is at the moment because, like I said, it's been a long time since I read extensively until this year. But as it happened, my best friend who's currently living with us gave me a book that he wants me to read. So I was like, I'm just going to change this challenge up a little bit because this is one of his favourite books of all time. So I'm going to change up that challenge a little bit and have it be that he's not gifted it me, it's his book. But basically I'm going to use that challenge to read the favourite book of my best friend, which is, no surprises here, it's Terry Pratchett, and this is called Nation. I have no idea really what this is about. What do you do when the world ends? Well, appropriate. Try to make a better one. Well, good. The Great Wave destroyed everything, leaving Mao as the sole surviving member of the nation. It stranded Daphne on his island, far from civilization. When they first meet, there are misunderstandings, but when Daphne stops trying to shoot Mao, she did apologise. This may be a slightly different angle, I'm sorry if it is. My camera cut me off when I was talking about this book, so obviously until I edit it, I'm not sure where it cut me off, but basically this is going to fulfill the bonus challenge, which was supposed to be gift someone your favourite book, but I'm actually going to turn that on its head and read the favourite book of my best friend, which is Terry Pratchett, Nation. Okay, so this is my TBR for December. Wow, I think this might be the tallest one. There's a few, I'm pretty sure there's a few over 500 page ones there. So I hope you enjoy this video. I've got to go and edit this and get it uploaded now. So if you did enjoy it, please give it a like, it really, really helps me out. And leave a comment down below if you're reading anything this December, I'd love to know, or any winter recommendations, because obviously in January I may still be in that kind of winter feels sort of vibe. So let me know your recommendations down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to click the notification bell because I am doing Vlogmas, and that way you won't miss any of my content. With all that being said, I will see you tomorrow for days 2 and 3 of Vlogmas. Bye for now.